All right. So this is part two of the series where I talk about a bunch of things that happen in the games or like give guidance to people, etc., etc. And TLDR, you need more step. You don't step enough. I looked through a bunch of the matches. I mean, I looked through them very often, but I was specifically looking for some things. And here's what I noticed, all right? In regards to stepping, everybody can do this. Some form of this, even if it's like kind of jank, like so. Everybody can do this. Everybody can jump and they can step dive. A lot of people actually can't do this. They can't step dive on the ground. And that's pretty useful because it allows you to play closer to the ground because you still get the step dive, the cut tracking, the same thing that you would get here. But instead of having to take the time to jump and land, which somebody could see and punish, you can do it closer to the ground. So you're back on the ground faster, like literally on the ground, and you get the boost again faster. I don't think I saw anybody ever do this, to step and shoot. This is one of the ones I want to stop and talk about for a bit, because you'll run into this scenario very often where somebody shoots a shot at you and it's tracking you. And everybody gets the idea that to avoid shots, you either want to go 6 or 4 because that's the fastest way off of the vector. But I get the feeling that people understand that if you're going to shoot a vernier shot of any kind, that you're still going to be tracked, therefore you're going to be hit, and you don't want to do that. But what people either don't think about, realize, understand, whatever, is you can step before you shoot. Like so. You can do it on the ground as well, which is the next thing I'm going to get to. Because of 20, I'll say 22, because it's either 21 or 22. Of 21 or 22 games, I looked to see what people did right here, where they would go and they would land. And except for one person, one time, everybody always does this. Some variation of this. And it's just boosting. It's like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. But they will even do it right here, which is pretty hard to get away with. The one thing that I saw one person do one time was that. They did a step before they boosted. I never see anybody do step shots. I never see anybody do step hops. Both of those are things you can do as soon as you land, and they'll cut the tracking before you move. It's pretty good. It's pretty useful. It takes more boost because it takes the boost from the step and then the boost from boost dashing. But it allows you to cut tracking before you start moving, which, I mean, it seems obvious when I say it because it's like, well, you're stepping, duh. But when you put it in your muscle memory, you'll realize that you're allowed to play closer because even though you're still going 6 or 4, you're not getting tracked. And in a close range like this, a lot of times just boosting to the side is not enough. Like, you have to cut the tracking before you go. So the TLDR, everybody can do this because it's pretty simple, pretty easy, yada yada. I'll explain in a later video why this is not always the best thing to do. A lot of people can't do this, although you need to be able to. There's no you should. You need to be able to do this. I don't think I saw anybody do this, and this is really useful because it allows you to do vernier shots with a little more safety. That even includes doing something like so, because yes, that is vernier. And then without all like the theatric behind it, nobody ever does this when they land. Nobody ever does that when they land. Nobody ever does that when they land. They don't step boost. They don't step hop. You can do any direction. You can actually do it forward as well. You don't step shoot. Just like the title says, need more step. Need more step.